Welcome to Simplifying DIY Design's Design Lab, a weekly episode where we dive into all the best tools and strategies to simplify your design and help grow your blog. In this episode, we'll discuss one of Canva's Magic Studio tools, Magic Grab, and how to use it effectively as a blogger. But first, let's chat about what Magic Grab is and what it can do. First, if you have any photos where the placement of an object or person makes it a little challenging to use, Magic Grab will be your go-to tool. Canva's Magic Grab turns your photos into a completely editable design by separating the subject or subjects from the background of your photo. With this tool, you can easily edit, reposition, or resize the subject of your photo with ease. If you're familiar with Canva's background remover tool, Magic Grab is the opposite of that. So instead of separating the subject and background by ultimately removing the background, Magic Grab separates the subject and the background so you have the ability to remove the subject, edit it, resize it, reposition, whatever you need to do. The best part is that it also applies to text using the Grab Text feature, which is a separate tool from the Magic Studio lineup. Use the Grab Text tool for graphics that include text like a billboard or a street sign, graphics that weren't created in Canva, or the ones that created in Canva that you just don't have the original design any longer. But before we get to designing, we have two very important things to mention. So first, if you do use stock images, always refer to the creator's terms of service before customizing. Stock photo companies and photographers have the right to prohibit any modifications to their images, so you just want to check the terms of service first before, again, doing any customizing of the photos. Second, Magic Grab is a Canva Pro feature. We want to make sure that we're very clear about that up front. If you are on a free Canva account, Magic Grab will not be available to you. You will have to upgrade your subscription to Canva Pro, which is $14.99 a month. Yes, it did go up from $12.99 a month to $14.99 a month, or $119 a year, and that has stayed the same for quite a few years now. If you do want to try Canva Pro, you can try it free for 30 days at simplifyingdiydesign.com/Canva. Okay, now for the fun part. First, we'll demonstrate using Magic Grab by creating a few YouTube thumbnail examples, and then we'll end with product mockups. And we just want to state that all of the photos that we'll use for this tutorial are available in Canva. The first example of Magic Grab is simply to create more space. I'm going to select the photo, click Edit Photo from the top left, and again on Magic Grab right here. It'll separate the mom and her child from the background so we can easily edit, reposition, or resize them, which is great. So I'm going to move them to the right. That looks good. And then start on my text. Keeping with the theme of the photo, I went with Keep the Clutter at Bay with Kids. The font is Futura, and I chose the shadow effect to give it some dimension. It is a little dark underneath the text right here, so I'm going to add a white gradient just to make it pop a little bit, and then put it behind the letters. Okay, and then we can reposition if we need to, make them bigger or smaller. All right, I think that looks great. So the next example we have is to show you how you can layer the text using the Magic Grab tool. So using the same process as before, I'm going to select the photo, click Edit Photo at the top left, and again on Magic Grab. So I'm essentially separating the subject from the photo so that way I have some layers to work with. Right, I'm going to add my text, How We Homeschool on a Budget. The font is Intro Rust, and the text effects very minimal, but again I went with the shadow text effect. Now I'm going to go to Position at the top, select Backward, and now here are my layers. So we have the background photo as layer 1, the text as layer 2, and then our subject as layer 3. I really want to emphasize on the homeschooling aspect of this photo, so I'm going to add 2 black gradients on either side, just like we did in the first example, to really make the subject of the photo and text really pop. I'm going to position them back behind the subject and the text, and then move the subject down so that way you can still read the text, but also know exactly what this YouTube video is about. So homeschooling on a budget. For the third example, we'll be using layers again, but the intention is to show that you can blur the background or any type of editing, but in this case, blur the background without affecting the subject of your photo. So in this case, it's going to be the meditation pose right here. So I'm going to select the photo, edit photo again, magic grab. I'm going to select the background photo, still under edit photo, but we're going to select blur. I still want viewers to understand that the image is in a living room, so I won't blur it too much. There we go. Just enough to showcase the pose and really make the letters that we're about to add stand out. Okay, I went with a modern font. Again, it's Futura and the shadow text effect, just to add some dimension. Our particular style, if you're not familiar with simplifying DIY design, is the splice right here. That is definitely our go-to text effect. But this modern living room pairs really well with the minimal shadow effect. So that's what we went with. But we need to position it behind our subject. So we'll select the text box again, position, backward just one time. So that is our second layer. And there we go. I can reposition, resize, whatever I need to do. We'll center. And there we go. Our YouTube thumbnail for meditation is done. Okay, working on the fourth and final YouTube thumbnail. This one was really fun to come up with. This last example, we will be using Magic Grab to grab subjects from numerous photos, so in this case 2 photos, and adding them into one design, so one YouTube thumbnail. So this one will be creating a thumbnail for our Target Girls Fall Clothing Haul. I just thought that was super fun. So we're going to select the first one, edit photo, Magic Grab. I like the lighter pink of this photo, so I'm going to click and drag over the entire space that we have here. Now I'm probably going to have to rework this image that way there's not so much of a shadow there, but at least we have it placed for the time being. So I'm going to position this all the way to the back so I can remove the background on this one. So I selected the second photo, edit photo, and Magic Grab once more. But this time we don't want the background to this one. So I selected it and then delete. So now I have this free-form photo that we're going to create a YouTube thumbnail for Target Clothing Haul for Girls. So I want to proportion them just right. Make them just a little bit bigger. Really want to emphasize the clothing. All right, that looks great. And now we can add the text. We will reposition these later, figure out the background later, but now we'll work on the text. If you notice that this one is not as clear as the left image, Canva sometimes does that. Once you download it, it's crystal clear, or we can be halfway through this tutorial and it'll magically just clear itself. It happens. Okay, so for this one, I went with something fun. The font is Hit and Run. And of course, I had to do our signature text effect, our splice. So I went with just a black border and then bright white to really show off on a phone or a computer, and then went with a fall color for Fall Haul. All right, this is a Target haul, so I want to add the Target logo. I like it, but it still needs something. So we're going to go into Elements. Let's get out of Gradients. We're going to add a shape. And the color that I want to go with, I want to keep it with this pink family. So I'm going to select the color background that best matches. I'm going to open it. And now I'm going to angle. We will all right, start there. Move it up so that way it covers this whole spot. But I want it just a little bit lighter. So let's click and drag. All right, good enough. So then we will position this backwards. That way our target non-logo pops forward. Okay, it looks good, but it still needs something. So let's copy this box that we had, and I'm going to change it to white. And then we're just going to slide it over a little bit. I'm going to position backwards. All right, looks great. So I really didn't need to mess with the pink background at all, and I kind of like how it transitions from pink to more of a salmon right here. Again, just provide something a little different. But let's move her over just a little bit. And then just again. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's recap real quick. So first we used Magic Grab here to reposition and resize the mom and her child. For the second example, we use Magic Grab to create a layer to put our text behind. The third example, we use Magic Grab to separate the subject from the background so that we could edit the background and create that little blur effect, and again, the layering for the text. In the last example, we used Magic Grab to combine multiple images into one. Now, if this feature does end up being a little glitchy, it's Canva, it's an online program, sometimes it does happen. We've seen it happen most recently with the Tidy Up tool, which is, it would be right here. I'd have to select 3. So let's do, there we go. Position, tidy up. For probably about a week, this one was not working. I tried it on multiple accounts, just was not doing anything. So sometimes it happens. So if Magic Grab is being a little glitchy, you can achieve the layering looks, so this one and this one, using the background remover tool. Oh, I'm going a little too far. The background remover tool. So let's go with, see if we can find that. We'll just start with this one. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so instead of using Magic Grab to separate the background, which would be the sheet, and the 4 objects, you would select your photo, click Edit Photo, and Background Remover. Because you'll end up removing the background, you'll have to layer the same photo. So we'd have to copy and paste, directly line it up. We have the top photo selected, Edit Photo, Background Remover, and now it's separated. Now again, that's only for layering, because then it wouldn't matter that we still have the sweatshirt in the background. If you wanted to reposition or resize, you'll have to wait until Magic Grab is functioning again, which we hope that won't happen. We hope it stays working all the time. Okay, so let's chat product mockups real quick. We recently got a message saying that they sell printed totes, but don't have any mockups of the tote that they sell. So they found some stock mockup photos that they liked, but wanted to know if they could remove the tote and then add in their own photo of the tote for the mockup. So in this case, it would be remove this tote and add in the photo of their own tote, but keeping the same photo essentially. Now we will say using Magic Grab combined with Magic Eraser, which is also a Canva Pro tool, that is possible to some extent. So depending on the quality and contrast of the image, you may run into some clarity issues like we did in the homeschooling example, as you can see with the chair, and then a little bit right here where the desk just kind of got cut off. Additionally, if there are other subjects or things attached to the photo, like here, if you just wanted the sweatshirt, not going to happen. You're going to get the watch, the jeans, the shoes, and the eucalyptus as well. Okay, so an image like this. Unfortunately, you won't be able to grab just the tote, nor will you be able to erase it using Magic Eraser and then add your own because of her arm and hand placement, unfortunately. So if you went to use Magic Grab on this, you would take her and the tote along with it because this is the only subject of the photo. However, an image like this would work using the Magic Grab tool. So let's say I want the notebook and glasses, and this is not the tote. This is the tote I sell. So I want to move this tote up here because I like the notebook and glasses. So I'm going to select, hit edit photo, then Magic Grab. And now I'm going to slide over. So I'm clicking and dragging over because I just want this, the notebook and the glasses. Now I want to add my tote that I sell, not the one that was in the stock photo. So I'm going to do the same exact thing. Select the photo, edit photo, Magic Grab. Now it's just the tote I sell. So I'm going to rotate it, make it fit just a little bit better. Get the placement on there. And let's say I want to add text right here. So I would select, hit the Shift key, and still holding it down, and then select my tote. You can also click and hold and drag to select as well. So let's say I want to move this to the left because I want to add text right here. Now I have space for product information, shipping, colors, and things of that sort. Or let's say I did decide the passport and the camera. That was in the original one. So I'm just going to slide over, bring this up so that way we remove the plant, click out of it, and now I can, just going to drag it over just a little bit more. Now I can place this wherever I want, just clicking and dragging my mouse, and then put it right there. And then let's say we want it centered. So I click, drag, select, and move everything over. So that's how you would remove the stock mock-up of the product to add in the one that you actually sell. Another example, let's say it's a digital product that you want, but you don't quite like the placement of the laptop, or you don't want the objects around it. So I would select, edit photo, Magic Grab. Now everything came with me, and that's fine. So I'm going to click, drag in to remove the vase, go to the left, click, drag in to remove the vase and the colored pencils. And now I can move the laptop wherever I want. Yeah, there's a little shading down here, but just showing you what you can do with Magic Grab. So let's say I wanted to move it to the left again to add in text right here. Or I wanted to move it to the right and add in text right here. I obviously want to cover up some of that shadow, so we're going to move it to the left. And then you would add in a grid. And then this one may be a little more difficult because of the angle of the screen. Click and drag, position to the front. And then you would add in your product mock-up right here, and then add your text, whatever you needed to do. And then another example for product mock-up. So let's say we want to keep everything in it. Click, edit photo, Magic Grab. Don't really need to do anything different with this one. Let's say we like the placement of everything, but we want the sheet, let's say we want it just a little bit darker because we really want this hoodie that we sell to pop. So we're gonna select it, still under edit photo, but now we're going to adjust it. So none of the Magic Studio options, we're just gonna go to adjust. And let's say we just wanna bring the brightness down just a little bit. We don't wanna darken that sheet. That's just another example of how you can edit your background to really customize your product mock-up images. So in this design lab, we learned how to use Magic Grab to resize. In the first example right here, reposition or remove objects in a photo. So let's say we wanted to make her a little bit smaller, move her to the side, whatever you need to do. Use Magic Grab to separate the subject from the background, so you can edit the color. If you want to blur it, go down with the intensity, whatever you need to do there. Use Magic Grab to add multiple subjects like we did here. There are so many ways you can use Canva's Magic Grab to really customize your graphics to fit your specific needs. So we hope this week's Design Lab helped spark so many ideas for designing your own blog graphics using one of Canva's new design tools, Magic Grab. So let us know if you have any questions, and happy designing.